Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us tmosso at the1916company.com for all your questions about pricing and availability. Today we discuss a seasonal mid-2023 release that is back in season. This is the summer blue edition of the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Worldtimer. It was part of a series of mid-2023 summer-themed blue-dialed Omega Seamaster models. Now, just like time, seasons are cyclical, so this watch is back in style. It's a lovely piece, and it is quite distinctive, with summer blue accents, laser-ablated titanium projection of the Northern Hemisphere, and a 43mm diameter stainless steel case. It is 14.4mm thickened from lug tip to lug tip, 50.5mm across the wrist, with a 21mm spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. The watch wears more easily on the wrist when it's on the flexible rubber strap than if it's on a stiff alligator strap or a factory bracelet. So you can see here, I've got a little bit of clearance between the edge of the lugs and the edge of my wrist, so I believe you could wear this watch on a wrist my size or larger, so 16 centimeters circumference and up. Not a super thin watch or a super thick watch, but you can see with the conical bezel, it should slide underneath most sleeves. Taking a look at the strap, you can see it has a little molded pattern as though it were stitched from some sort of textile, and then it does have a stitching outboard, but it doesn't actually bond pieces together. This is all co-molded. It's a very flexible piece of rubber. You can see it has a little built-in metal end link, and that is integral to the strap, not integral to the case. So the watch will take a standard 21mm wide strap. We have a deployant clasp here. You can see it features both polish and satin externally. Internally, it is a minderless system, so it doesn't need this kind of strap minder. It just tucks the excess length under the clasp, clicks shut, and then you can see all the excess length hides under the clasp and the opposite side of the strap. So it's a very clean look. You can see a combination of polish and satin, twin triggers, mean you have to press both. It cannot pop open inadvertently. Lyre style lugs, we know them well in the world of Omega, so we have the inward and the outward bevels. The bevels are polished. They thin out at the mid-case. Mid-case is brushed longitudinal satin. We have some media blast as well as polish on the crown. A screw-down crown, water resistance of 150 meters on the dial. We have a laser-ablated grade 5 titanium projection of the Northern Hemisphere as seen from the North Pole. Then we have this Teak deck concept, which is designed to evoke the teak deck of a luxury yacht. We have applied rhodium-plated steel indices and hands to match with a broad arrow minute hand. We'll do a lume shot here, where you can see all three hands are loomed, so you do know in the dark whether the watch is running. We have a world time function. Look carefully and you can see under a secondary crystal, we have this 24-hour reference ring, and then we have 24 reference cities to represent the 24 principal time zones of the world. You can see Paris time has been replaced by Bienne, the home city of Omega. There's two ways you could set this. The first is to set your local time only. Notice the watch keeps running in this mode. I can jump the date forward or backwards as I transit the international date line, but the watch is still running. Now I pull the crown out all the way. Now everything moves in sync. I activate hacking seconds, and that seconds hand is stopped. And you can see the 24-hour reference ring here is very simple. So let's say right now I'm in New York. Well, I can see in New York, it's 1800, so it's 6 in the evening. So that's how that works. You just look at the hour adjacent, then you read your minutes at center. You can see that the dial has excellent depth and has this wonderful frosted fume fade, the metallic sunburst, sort of summer blue explosion radiating out from the center. It's lighter at the center, and the gradient becomes dark as you move out. Taking a look at the case back, not much to see here. Poseidon or Neptune, depending on your preference. Inside, we have a caliber that is specific to the model, 8938. It's based on the 8900, and it is an automatic winder with 60-hour power reserve. It has twin barrels, Chronometer-certified. It has a full balance bridge and a free sprung balance for shock resistance, and it features essentially amagnetic combination of an anti-magnetic balance staff, escapement, and silicone hairspring that makes it highly resistant to magnetism, almost amagnetic, in fact. The watch also features a full balance bridge and a free-sprung balance, which make the watch tougher against shock. The free-sprung balance also allowing for easier adjustment to a precise tolerance. It all pivots on 38 joules, and it beats away at 25,200 vibrations per hour. And it features the George Daniels Coaxial escapement, which means you have a sort of tangential friction at the escapement rather than the sliding friction you'd have with a Swiss lever. The result is better timekeeping, extended power reserve, and reduced maintenance requirements. This watch has it all. And if you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details. One more note, I mentioned it's a chronometer. It is a chronometer, but it's a master chronometer. That's beyond the COSC. COSC is a bare movement test of 5 positions, whereas the master chronometer test, METAS, is a 6-position fully assembled watch test. It includes the COSC timing tolerance, but goes beyond. 6-position testing, fully assembled, water resistance, winding efficiency, power reserve, shock resistance, and over 15,000 Gauss of anti-magnetism. So this is no simple COSC chronometer. It is a master chronometer. Reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for pricing.